Hi, my name is Beth Hiley here for Board Game Geek at SPIEL 2016. I'm sitting down with Sébastien Dujardin from Pearl Games.
Pearl Games.
Pearl Games. And you guys last year, you and I sat down together and we did a video for Deus. Which
2 years ago.
Oh, 2 years, that's true, yes.
Last year it was for Blood In.
And I was really excited to see on the SPIEL preview list that you guys were coming out with the first expansion to Deus.
Yes,
this
the first one.
Deus Egypt. So we're going to assume that people have played Deus before, that they love it, that they're so excited they want to play it some more. And if you haven't played Deus, you know what website you could go to go find out about it.
Yeah.
See our first video.
Yeah.
So what does Egypt bring to the game?
What is the Egypt? In the basic game you have 96 cards. And there is 96 cards in the expansion.
Wow.
With the new civilization, the Egyptian civilization. And you can choose for each color to replace the card of the basic game by the card of the expansion. Me, I'm the designer, I said to the people just one by one, but the gamers will change all the colors. I know gamers, all the gamers are the same. I am a gamer, but one by one is better for me because you play the game more.
That's true.
No, it's more fun to see the difference of each color one by okay. And for example, you can choose to not this one. You can choose to put the new cards, the new blue cards.
Right.
You replace the old one. You have the new, and for each color you have new material and new rules, and new usual. You play the game differently. It's
right.
It's the
I was going to say that the basic idea is still the same, though, that you'd be placing the buildings out on the board, and in doing so, then be able to trigger the power on the bottom. We just have new powers and new interactions.
Yes. And new rules. New rules. For example, the blue is the commercial cards, and you have one new market. What is the market? At the beginning of the game, if you play this card, you have one market. You put one resource of each on the middle. The case of the middle, I'm very tired, no problem. And with the expansion, each resource have a different variable. The price of the resource change during the game. In the basic game, the price is only 4. If you don't have one wood, you give 4 golds and you win.
Nice.
You win a gold. A wood. With the expansion, if a player play one blue card, he can choose the value of the resource. He can choose depending of this effect, increase or decrease the market value of stone by 1 space. If I produce a lot of stones, I choose to augment, to increase the value. If I don't produce, I choose to decrease the value, and there is a lot of change for the value of each resource. And at the end of the game, there is not 2 victory points for each majority, but 1 or 2 or 3, depending of your choose for the market. It's an example, just the market blue, and for each color you have this kind of new rules. This is a lot of interaction, because if I choose the value depending of your production, of my production, okay, it's an example. A second one?
Let's do one more example,
One more, the production, it's the more funny. Because in Deus you can choose to make one offrande, or you give to the gold cards, to the god, and you win a lot of resources.
Right.
With the expansion, it's more difficult because you have this kind. It's to stock your resource, and it's bark tile. Okay. At the end of your turn, you can have only 5 resources. You have only 2 barks at the beginning of the game.
That is tougher.
Yes, but for each production card you play, you win 1 new bark.
So you increase your ability.
To increase your stock possibilities. You need to construct a production card to have stock. I'm a little crazy guy. I changed the because it was too easy in the basic game to have a lot of resources.
Right.
It's more difficult. That changed the game a lot. If you,
And because you're switching out a whole color, it's not likely to add a lot of time to the game because you're just playing with this. The green has a
Yes.
different flavor. And
but it's not mandatory to play the green if you prefer to have a lot of resources. I understand.
now, if you wanted to, could you switch out all the colors in a single game?
Yes, you can.
So you just play with all
the
Egypt
new,
cards.
it's not a problem. You can do that, but I prefer one by one for the discovery. We make the expansion to play all the cards together. It makes sense to do that. But for the discovery, one by one, it's
Yeah.
more fun.
Well,
but you can choose only 2 cards, only 2. There is a lot of possibility to play the expansion.
I was noticing, I figured it was worth pointing out that you did put a little Ankh symbol here
Yes.
to make it easier to sort them
It's
back
not
out.
necessary because if I play new color, I'm looking only the card with this color.
That's true.
But I have a Ankh too.
Just in case.
Yes, just in case. I'm a little.
I like those visual
Yes.
reminders.
And all the power are new. There is new rules. The rules are on Board Game Geek. The links on the page of the game.
There we go.
I need sleep now. Oh, what difficult this year, I think. My English is always difficult, but it's okay. Play the game, the basic game, play the basic game, the expansion. For me, it's very funny because 2 years after, I see a lot of players play the basic game, and it's cool. It's cool.
So
Thank you.
you heard it straight from Sébastien that you should go play the game, play the
Play
expansion.
the expansion and the other if you want, but.
So if you guys want to check that out, that's Deus Egypt, which is the first expansion to Deus, which is being published
The
by Pro
first might be
Games.
I don't know. There
Who
is no
knows?
second one for the moment. Maybe. We'll see.
Who knows?
Why not?
Sébastien, thank you so
Thank
much
you very
for
much.
giving
Thank
us
you,
a
and
sneak
see you
peek.
next year with 2 new games normally.
Done, it's a date.